Hello, everyone. I'm going to go through a bunch of different things as I wait for everyone to trickle in onto this call here. First thing I want to go over, and I'm going to kind of go backwards from my list here because I think this is one of the most important things that we're getting here. Because what has been in the way of crypto adoption, the biggest thing that's been hurting crypto adoption is storage, custody, who custodies the crypto, right? Because self-custody, that's what most of us libertarians really like. We like to control it and own it and have our own private keys and our own passwords and keep it off exchanges. But for the majority of the rest of the population, they don't. They want it to be easy, simple to hold and have somebody else custody for them. So this with Bank of New York Mellon adding crypto to its 43 trillion custody business is humongous, and it's getting set. They're not the only bank to start this. Fidelity, which is of course not a hedge fund, like Vanguard mutual fund company, right? And they also have been big in crypto since about 2017. And they have started with custodying as well. There's many banks, there's many things out there that are starting to do that. And I think you're going to see more and more of it as time goes on. So with that being said, this is big, important time with custody coming for people. Because, older generation people in their 40s, 50s, I'm in my 40s, 50s, 60s and beyond, don't want to hold crypto, don't want to take on that liability. It might be simple, just like their debit card, their credit card, or be able to use on phone as simple as Venmo. Because even a lot of older people are using Venmo now because it is very simple and easy to utilize. So this custody is going to be huge. And they probably are going to be able to custody NFTs and all these different things as, it's going to be the same as holding an NFT as it is just a token. So this is big news, really good news, and wanted to get into the next piece here, which is a bank that is not custodying, but becoming part of the new financial system. Here we go. And this is Bank Prov, and they've been around for a pretty darn long time. And what they've decided to do is go full into crypto, right? So they are going to be completely no brick and mortar. Everything's online. Again, they're using renewable energy and they're doing all the new world order stuff and saying the right things. So this is going to be one of the leading banks to start with this, as well as the Bank of Mellon, New York Mellon, which we just showed a little bit ago. These are going to be the ones to start this whole process with making custody easier and making cryptos easier and starting mass adoption. So all very important and to the crypto space, to the crypto adoption. These are two very, very big things. Now, I want to get into some things that's going on here in the DeFi space. So Solana-based decentralized finance platform Mango was hit with a potential $100 million exploit. So in other words, they were hacked. This is a decentralized finance part of the blockchain of Solana's blockchain. This isn't Solana directly, but on their blockchain, which is layer one, where all kinds of other protocol join on and have their own separate chains on Solana's network. They were hacked, and this is just off the heels of Binance being hacked last week this past week, actually, I think it was last week, for 100 million as well. So both of them were hit for 100 million, and I may have that here. See if it shows it here. No, not on that one. Here it is. Here's the Binance chain, and the Binance chain, their BNB token, and the BNB token is a layer one similar to Solana, similar to Cardano, Ethereum. This is Binance's chain, and that was hacked for $100 million. Again, big. So DeFi space has been getting hacked a lot lately. Not sure what's going on with that, why they're getting hacked, and what, I guess there's just opportunity for people to go in there and hack. And just interesting that they were both for $100 million, both on Solana's chain and on Binance's chain. So very, very interesting. Again, this was Mango is the platform, is the exchange, the DeFi exchange that got hit. So very interesting with what's going on there. And all the DeFi space getting hit. With it being hit, there's opportunity. And with lower cost, obviously, it just creates better dollar cost averaging opportunities for everybody. So for me, the two biggest players that I like in the decentralized finance space are Aave, and Aave is sitting somewhere around, if I'm not mistaken, around $88. Let me just pull it up here to double check and see what that is. But anything below 100 in Aave is generally what I would consider really, really good. And the other one is one I've been telling you about, Persistence, which is 63 cents right now. And again, those are two of the big players out there. And these DeFi exchanges being hit, obviously, like Celsius was different. Celsius and BlockFi. BlockFi is still around and they're still solid, but Celsius has major issues, filed for bankruptcy. Aave is $72, by the way, $71.99 to $72. Again, a bargain. Great price on that right now. Good opportunity, dollar cost average. And with those things, decentralized finance being knocked down, good opportunity to buy those pretty inexpensively. But dollar cost average, do small portions in, because I still think there's another shoe to drop. I still think we're going to have another drop in the crypto space. I still think there's another big down leg coming. And I don't know when it's going to be, what the trigger is going to be. Who knows? Maybe it's escalation of war, but probably likely the bond market, if anything. If you guys were following the England almost, or Britain almost had a bond explosion, bond debt explosion for their pensions, which almost took the country down. And they are backing it right now. They're obviously, the government's basically printing money to back it. I'm not sure if I brought that up here or not. I don't know if I had that. No, but I'll get into the bond market here, because why that's so big, because the bond market is humongous. It is much larger than the stock market. So good little article on the Motley Fool, where people don't realize just how big the bond market is. The bonds are a hedge, right? When you're playing the stocks, you will buy bonds because they're safer assets, much safer assets than common stocks. Preferred stocks are a little bit better than common, and bonds are better than all of them. And they pay lower returns, obviously, but they're a safer haven. But I think it was the Bank of England almost went under because of the, basically it ends up being a sovereign debt crisis because they can't pay for the pensions. And that's going on all around the world, right? It's not just Great Britain or England that's going to have the issue. It's going to eventually hit here in the States. It's hitting other countries already, smaller countries that you don't even really hear about. But the bond market plays a big piece in our overall economy, the biggest piece. So I think the big trigger could be not necessarily a Lehman type collapse that we had in 2007 when Lehman Brothers went down. Actually, I think they went down in 2007 or 8. We had a few go down, which caused that global financial crisis in 2008. This one's more likely to be a sovereign debt crisis, bonds, and one particular country, which if one particular country has it blowing up, it's going to go all around the world, right? It's going to cause issues and chaos in all the markets going on around the world. And this is on top of the Federal Reserve increasing interest rates. They say to hedge inflation, but it's really not going to do anything to help inflation. All they're trying to do is get people to stop spend and stop putting money in what they deem riskier assets. They probably are trying to push them to bonds, which are a little bit safer than the stock market, cryptos, or real estate. So I think that's what's going on there with them, but they're creating demand destruction. You're seeing the stock market getting hammered. You're seeing the interest rates, the long-term interest rates shooting up to close to 7% on mortgages, which just stifled the real estate market, really slowed it down. It normally slows down big time this time of year. So that's not uncommon. But places that have higher inventory, it's really stagnating. Places that have lower inventory, things are still moving. I just had a property go under contract today. Full, actually just above full asking price with every inspection waived, and same type of thing, no appraisal, contingency, any of those type of things. So that's still going on where there's not a lot of inventory, but you got to be in the right markets. The demand, obviously, in the real estate side is in the Sun Belt still, but parts of the Sun Belt are being hit, like Phoenix, Arizona. There's just too much inventory there. So it's hitting everything, right? It's hitting the stock markets, hitting crypto markets. The cryptos have just been trading sideways for, it seems almost since April, May last year, somewhere around that time frame, when they had that big dip and then just trading sideways. I still think another dip. We'll see. I feel like the floor is 12 for Bitcoin. And following Marty Hibbs, the analyst, he still feels the same too, and feels more likely, still going to be in that maybe 14 to 17.5 range that it hits and then it quickly rebounds. Ethereum could go down to as low as 600 or 800, which would be a great bargain for Ethereum right now. And again, you guys all know about the merge where it went from proof of work, decentralized, to proof of stake, centralized. Not a big fan of it. They're saying they're doing it to make it more eco-friendly and have a lower carbon footprint. But look, whether you're running computers to mine Ethereum or whether you're running them to run their nodes, you're still running electricity. You still have a bunch of computers on electricity. I don't see how it changed it. I think it's a big game they're playing. But might it be a little less electricity? Maybe, but it's not going to be anything substantial. So I just totally don't get this with what's going on there with Ethereum. And that's what's hurt Ethereum. Ethereum, you would think that merge would have helped it. It did about a month before, and then it has dropped down ever since. And it's trading sideways and not doing anything. XRP, on the other hand, is starting to really go up. It's going up for 32 cents, around 51 cents right now. And that's really on news that they did the final filings with the SEC, both XRP and the government, the SEC did. We should hear something in the somewhat near future. It could go as far as January of next year before the ruling's done, but likely to be before then. So we'll see what goes on there, but fully expect XRP to win it. That really, the SEC had no case, but we'll see. We'll see what goes on there. That could take off well over $1 if it does. So if you're interested in XRP, dollar cost average it. The exchanges you got to get XRP on are going to be Uphold is the easiest one. That's an app based. You can also do it online, but it's an app based one. Slightly higher fees than some other ones, but you can also do a swap like Uniswap, SushiSwap, any of those swap exchange, these decentralized exchanges where you could put your Bitcoin or your Ethereum or other one and just swap it and turn it into. Generally costs about 3.5% to 5%. So it may be easier to use Caleb and Brown. I believe you can get it on Caleb and Brown again. They had it off for a while, but I think you can buy it again. There are a couple other exchanges where you can get it, possibly Bitmart. I can't remember if Bitmart does, but I know you can get it on Uphold. That's the easiest. Friendly to the States. We can get it over in Hawaii. So that's going to be the easiest way for you guys to get XRP if you want to do that. And the other one that'll go up with it, again, like I told you guys, is XLM, which is very similar to what XRP does. And that is going to be, they're basically the digital MasterCard Visa. And I believe it's Amex has made an agreement with XRP, and they're already handling their transactions as we speak through Ripple Labs, which is XRP. So that's already going on in the background. So as soon as this case is settled, we'll see it shoot back over $1 where it was before, and then it might drop back down again. But if you buy it, let it go up, take some profits and sell some, right? Sell some and keep some. Whatever you feel comfortable with, 50%, 75%, keep 25%, 10%, whatever you do feel comfortable with. If it doubles, if you buy it at 51, it goes to $1.15. Boom, you want to sell it all, sell it all. Because I do feel there'll be a pullback, and then you could buy more of it later on if you want to. But they'll both go up, XLM and XRP. And again, the decentralized exchanges are also great buys. The other one I wanted to tell you guys about here, let's pull it up. I think I have it up here. The meta, here we go. The meta chain. So Theta's meta chain. This is coming up. This is Theta's mainnet 4.0. It's coming up in December. It's going to happen December. The conference, which I'm going to go to in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, happens December 2nd to 4th. And that's around when they're doing it. They're launching it either the 1st, 2nd, right in that time frame. They're going to have a big party for it. So Theta, I've been buying. I've been DCAing it because I expect it to go up here in November. And if I see a nice increase, you can pick it up around $1.04 right now. Let me see what it's sitting at. It is currently $1.02. Great number. $1.02. Anything under $1, buy the heck out of it. It will get hit again like other ones, but let's say buy some if you're interested in a shorter term play. It'll go up. Maybe it goes up to $1.50, $2, and then sell, take profits. Same thing with XRP, right? Basically buy the rumor, sell the news. So take advantage of that with Theta, with T Fuel. You can get Theta and T Fuel both on Uphold. You can get them on Binance.us. You can get them on Bitmart as well. Those are the 3 easiest exchanges for you guys to get them on. And they're all US exchanges. You can also get them on the Crypto.com app. Again, another easy one. Use the Crypto.com app. It's another one I highly recommend. So let's talk about which ones are the best ones right now as far as exchanges for you guys to use. So the one that's easiest is Binance.us, that has the most. So that's the one I would probably first recommend. And if you buy just one BNB token, their Binance chain, when you do that, it cuts your fees in half. Basically ends up being like a $5 per transaction. So if I buy, like $5,000 worth of crypto, and one transaction might cost me $5 to at the most $25. Very, very inexpensive for the transactions when you hold that. If you don't, it's a double. Coinbase, obviously, another good one. Obviously, a good one to have. Crypto.com app, Bitmart, which I really like as well. Bitmart's a little harder to get money onto. With Binance, with Coinbase, with Uphold, you can link your checking accounts. You can link debit cards, credit cards. Certain ones do credit cards, certain ones don't. Very simple and easy to get money from to those exchanges from your checking accounts. Those would be the easiest. You can also buy it on Coinbase, on PayPal, on Cash App, and what is the other one you can buy? Venmo. You can buy it on all of these here. You can also go on Webull. If anybody has the Webull app, which is similar to Uphold, where you can buy both stocks and cryptos. You can buy certain ones that keep adding more and more. Now, KuCoin has persistence, but remember this with KuCoin, they want to do the KYC. If you're a US citizen, they really don't want you using it. So if you have a VPN, use that for KuCoin, use your VPN for it and purchase persistence there. Create your own persistence wallet. It's very simple. Let's see if I can pull mine up here and just show you how simple it is. So here is one of my persistence wallets, and you can claim your crypto. Really, really easy to do. I might as well do this kind of live here to show you. So I just actually claimed what I had earlier on this particular wallet. So I don't have a whole lot going here, but I could still collect it and claim it. It's with Gpool, who I'm staking it with. And it's pretty darn easy to get it and put it into your wallet. Just show you, this is a native wallet. So you control the keys, you control everything. So then I'll go from there into my transferable. Now I have a half of a persistence that I can stake if I want. I'm going to wait till I have like 10 more tomorrow, and then I'll stake more at that point. But very simple one, very easy to use, as you can see. And this gives you an example of, they'll do some airdrops. See, I've been staking persistence for 1.5 years now, and I earned P stake, 1,172 P stake, and I'll probably be earning more this year. And they just drop it into the wallet. They haven't integrated it fully yet. That's why it shows there, right? That's why it's showing just in that spot. They haven't integrated it to be like the regular part of your wallet yet. But to show you how easy it is to stake, if I want to delegate this, right, you have all these different choices, and here's what they charge commission wise for you to stake it with them. So I already have mine delegated with Gpool. If I want to stake it, I could just delegate it. I have a half here to do. I'm not going to do this, but maybe I'll do it just to show you how easy it is. 0.25, submit it. This is what my fee is, 0.003973. Just got to enter my password again. Submit it. It'll go to staking. And then I just earned some more. There we go. Transaction successful. That's how easy it is to stake and add to it on a Persistence wallet. So very simple, very easy to use for Persistence. And again, you can get that on KuCoin. Otherwise, you're going to have to get it on Caleb and Brown, or you're going to have to get it on doing a swap. And it takes a while sometimes on those. Here's the Bitcoin's just a hair above 19. Again, look, this could go down 7,000 more potentially. Ethereum's under 13 for the first time in a little while here. XRP dropped a little bit, 48 cents. Cardano, unbelievably cheap right now, 39 cents, but may drop down a little bit further. Solana is a good bargain right now. Part of the drop that you see, the 1.7, is because of that hack, even though it wasn't on their chain, but not from them. It's a different company. It's underneath them. Polkadot, $6. Polygon Matic. Remember, Matic is teamed up with Disney for their metaverse, right? They're already partnered with them. They're going to be utilizing them for their metaverse here in the future. Dogecoin. I want to talk a little bit about Dogecoin. This is something that Elon Musk may use for a few different things. Whether you want to purchase a Tesla, which you can already do, but in new future endeavors he's going to do, he really likes Doge. So it's not a bad idea to have a little bit of Doge here and there. Same with Shiba Inu. This had dropped a bit, and some pretty good price on them, but they're more get in and get out. There was something, the fear and greed index, really, really, really bad right now at 20. And it's been this way for a little while. Yesterday it was actually 24, so it's dropped a little bit more now. Just more uncertainty, right? It dropped from 25 to 20 this past month. This is a relative strength index of Bitcoin. You can see it just dropping a little bit. And this is against other cryptos. Let's see what we got here. It's the hackers. Volatility, it could be the calm before the storm here with Bitcoin. Short little article might be a good one for you guys to read into. I did say this earlier about Bank of Mellon custodying crypto. They have a $43 trillion custody business, and this is going to be a huge part of it, cryptos. This is going to really make adoption much simpler for everybody, as all these banks will now be custodying. This is what we talked about in many coaching calls. As soon as you see these guys start to custody, then you're going to start getting mass adoption. But right now, there's just massive fear in the market. Again, another bank here that's just a crypto bank. If you go on here, it's bankprov.com, bankprov.com. Definitely one worthwhile checking out for you guys. What else I want to, there was I'm going to pull this up here. All right, let's do this. It's a little article I read earlier today, and I had taken notes, and I wanted to Google Cloud. So Google Cloud is now allowing, here we go, lets users pay with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin via Coinbase. So pretty interesting. I have a little bit of Google Cloud because I use it for storage as well. So I can now pay with Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Dogecoin through my Coinbase app, which is nice. So again, Dogecoin is going to be used very similar to like Bitcoin as a currency. So that's another reason to have a little bit of Doge, not a lot of Doge, right? But a little bit of Doge. I have none right now, but with all I'm reading, with all I'm seeing on here, as the price is dropping, I'll pick up a little bit. Like I've got a decent amount of SHIB in comparison, because I think SHIB will go up higher, exponentially higher than Dogecoin will. But we will see. Again, Elon has a lot of use cases for Doge in his plans right now. And I think that's pretty much everything I was planning on hitting here tonight. Flora, I see you're on there. Do you have any questions on anything? Ah, there you are. Donnie?
Just me, Don.
There you are. How are you?
Lost the shirt off my back. No, no,
Love
it's
it, love it.
yeah, we've been watching it, just being on taking a cautious side, just like what everybody's doing and everything. And when we have the opportunity, yeah, we are doing dollar cost averaging. And so, just like everybody, fingers crossed and
Yes.
hope everything's, but real estate's good. We're
Yes.
right now we're trying to put a deal together to acquire a care home. They lost their license and they have the over here in Oakland, and Flora's getting her certification so she can be the administrator.
Is that like a residential assisted living facility?
Yeah. Yeah. So she's going for her RCFE certification.
Yes.
And then eventually get her license and stuff like that. And so we're trying to capture that baby boomer thing and stuff. So we're looking at those things, and of course just watching how the market's going, and just like everybody else, just kind of waiting for the opportunity to pounce on those properties, but at the same time try to help everybody.
I love it. And you're in the right one there. And I've looked heavily into the rail, the residential assisted living. It's still something I probably end up doing a little bit when I find the right one. But it's a two-part business, right? Whether you own real estate is one part.
Right.
And then the other part is the care. We need a manager to run it, right? You need a manager to run the whole care. That's what she's going for, licensing and that, right?
Correct.
And to hire your nurses.
Right.
And have them as 1099, instead of employees if you can, and all fits with that.
Yeah, she's right now because over here in California, her hospital, they're going, it's just like all the nurses and healthcare workers, they're just getting overworked. And so she already has her nurses lined up because they know that she's going to be, we're going to be going into this towards the end of the year, or start off next year for sure. Yeah. And we have my buddy goes, hey, why don't you take a look at my house? And we looked at his house and I said, what are you doing with it? He goes, it's been unoccupied for 9 months. What do you do? So he goes, hey, want to partner up? I said, sure. So why not, right? And it's a great location. It's close to a lot of hospitals. And I said, that's perfect.
That's ideal, super ideal. Location is going to be key with that. Oh, that's awesome. Hopefully that's a first of many for you, because you usually get one. If there's enough demand, you can add more.
Precisely, yeah. And we've already looked at 3 areas in this, within the Bay Area here that's really hot right now, and they're also, some of those owners are willing to partner up because a lot of them are like getting ready to bail on California and go your way. But and by the way, how did you hold up for the hurricane?
We did. Luckily, we were okay. We lost power for an hour, but I had my generator, so that was good. It was on and off all day with that when the main part of the storm came.
Yeah.
And we had no damage to the house. Luckily, we're far enough inland. We were away from the storm surge.
Yeah.
We just had the winds, maybe got up to 100, 110, maybe slightly. But we have the hurricane shutters. So we had everything but one set of sliding glass doors closed up because we wanted to watch. And then finally, when it got nastier, we went outside, closed that up, and then just, bunkered in. But then we actually, it was not raining really hard that day the storm came in.
Right. So
we actually went out for a walk, my wife and I, and in the neighborhood here. And there was actually one or two other people that really were just walking their dogs. It felt like BBs were hitting you. The wind was blowing the rain, and it stung like BBs were hitting you.
Oh man,
pretty interesting. It was fun walking away from it. It was blowing you. Coming headwind was tough to walk back.
Oh man.
But it was really, really interesting. Listen, not much damage here. Coast was destroyed. They got hammered badly. Poor Fort Myers.
Yeah.
It was supposed to hit Tampa, and luckily for Tampa, it went further south. Unluckily for Fort Myers, Bonita
Yeah.
Springs, and Naples, it hit here and hit here. Good, it's a rarity. It doesn't normally ever hit here.
Uh-huh.
It was once they call once in a 500-year storm. We'll see. You never know. It just took a weird turn, but it was
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys are doing okay. Yeah, my cousin recently relocated to St. Augustine over there,
Mhm.
and they held up pretty good. I mean, it was he said the kids, he's got two little boys, and
Mhm.
they made they said that it was they handled it pretty good. He goes,
Good.
they were troopers, and yeah, they just hunkered down. And then my friends in Tampa, St. Pete's area,
Mhm.
they were really bracing, like with the
They
city,
were. Yeah.
everybody was bracing, but thank God everything, didn't go that way. And
Yeah, it could have been so bad if it would have gone in that bay, Tampa Bay, if it would have gone in there, the flow, the flooding I could have done. That would have
right.
been probably the worst destruction area there could have been if it gone in that
Oh yeah,
particular
but
area with the amount of people there. So it was a
yeah,
blessing that it didn't go there.
yeah.
Probably because it would probably would have been much greater loss of life, definitely way more damaging as far as
Oh
cost.
yeah, the population itself. I mean,
Just with
yeah,
that. So it was a blessing. It hit a lesser populated area.
yeah,
And that it was wild though, seeing some videos because for a while, because we had no internet, I couldn't see anything. It was
yeah,
really frustrating. Even on my phone, cell service wasn't really working that well
sure.
or at all. Occasionally a message would come in, occasionally a call would come in, and occasionally I can get a call out and a text message out. But
Uh-huh.
there were actually there's people have videos of in the streets there and sharks swimming in the streets, bull sharks and stuff. Pretty interesting. Just came in with the surge.
Right, right. I mean, wow, that's great. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that would be a little scary to see though.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and because like I think we had mentioned that we wanted to locate there in Florida too, and then Florida goes, I think the Lord's trying to tell us something. I said, no, He's preparing the way for us, so all of this passes, and then we can move right.
Now you're all good. Yeah, you come here, and I did this for a reason to distance away from shore. I would love to be at the beach, but the only way I would be at the beach is if I had a condo,
Yeah,
up above the ground.
right, right.
Because the wind insurance is out of control.
Uh,
I don't want to pay $12,000 a year for just wind insurance and hurricane insurance on
oh,
top of
geez,
homeowners insurance, right? So we're far enough inland. Our homeowners insurance is only $1,800. It's not bad at all. It's typical.
that's
We don't
great.
get that storm surge.
Yeah, yeah.
Still 12 minutes to the beach, right? It's not that far to go to the beach. So
Uh-huh.
you get all the conveniences and a little more safety. So I think if you're going to do it, if you're thinking about doing it, you're just slightly inland. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. That's one of the things. So
Are you guys looking at moving?
yeah, we actually we were ready, pretty much ready to go back, around April, May. But we said, well, let's wait for the kids to finish school and stuff. I mean, they're homeschooled anyway, but they said, okay, let's hang on for a little bit, and then one of my buddies said, no, hey, my brother-in-law's a contractor, so he was finding all these deals, and he said, no, just hang out over here for a little while, and so we'll see how it goes. It's
Yeah,
just,
you get this rail up and going, the business up and operational. Then you could hire somebody to replace her, and then you guys can go wherever you want, right?
exactly right, right, right.
Then you won't necessarily need to be there. A buddy of mine owns, I think he owns 4 or 5 now, might even be 6, but quite a few of them are in California. Now he's starting to buy some outside of California as well.
Yeah.
But he doesn't, he occasionally would go to the one in the beginning, but he doesn't get involved with any of them at all anymore like he used to. So
Yeah,
it seems we can be hands off.
right. Yeah, because you hire the right. I mean, you get the right people to run it. That's all you need. You just and then we have my sister-in-law. She is actually she's running a big facility in Australia, and she's wanting to come here. So I said, hey, come over, then we can use your experience. And she knows it's pretty much how they run it, over there. It's maybe just a few little differences as far as, their protocol, whatnot.
Right.
But it's, like a standard, what do you call
It should be
it?
pretty similar though, overall, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she's actually gotten a few offers to come over here, but they're just they're just waiting for the right time and stuff.
Got it. That's interesting. We see how it plays out, you know,
Yeah, for
real
sure.
real estate's always good, right? Real estate's always good. So,
Yeah.
and you can invest in that anywhere. Are you investing out of state at all in real estate? Have you done that?
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Have you invested out of state in real estate at all yet?
Well, right now, I actually have some, they call it tax deeds in Florida, you know, Duval County. Where else, my gosh, but Duval's the ones I'm holding on to right now. I'm just waiting, but it's taken them forever to contact me. I guess because I don't know if it's the market or whatnot. I actually have to follow up to find out what's going on with those things. I hadn't heard from the county, and I said, oh, that's, you know,
It's interesting.
yeah, so I'm gonna check it out. So,
Yeah,
and
you know, it's always good to own here if you can get something and
Yeah.
buy something long term, and even if you're renting it out in the meantime.
yeah,
See
Florida's,
what-
you know, everybody goes there, you know,
Totally.
even the hurricanes.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and I just moved here obviously a little over a year ago.
Yeah,
The hurricane, you know, people were asking, are you leaving? I mean, nah. I mean, it's gonna be a pretty nasty hurricane, but we're far enough inland that, you know, a few
Yeah.
miles in, we're gonna be all right. We'll hunker down. It'll be exciting to see. I was excited for it, and it was, yeah, it was neat. It was, it's sad to see all the destruction that hit in different places, but
Yeah,
it's very interesting to see old Fifth Avenue in Naples. That's like the really rich section where all
Yeah.
the restaurants are and everything.
Uh-huh.
So they got completely flooded, you know, several feet up in there, but they had
Wow.
these things so set. They were literally in business 2 days later, operational. So
What?
as soon as the water went away, they just basically clean everything because I'm sure it's tile and concrete everywhere. So there's no mold getting in anything, right? So they have everything set up pretty well. They put the outlets and everything are all up higher. So
Yeah.
they ran in no issue. I'm sure they prepped too and put stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
They needed to, but they were back and operational so quick. Now I wasn't in a big rush to go back out there yet, just in case something went bad food wise. But on Thursday, I have a buddy of mine coming in, and we're gonna go. Maybe I'll take him to Fifth Avenue, and maybe we'll go somewhere down there and check it out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, when we go out there, we'll definitely, touch base with you somehow, and, you know, depending on what, I mean, there's so many things going on. And
Yeah.
of course, here in California, it's pretty crazy right now.
Oh, crazy! I feel for you guys there. All the crap you have to deal with there.
Man, yeah, and I go to San Francisco 3 to 4 times a week, and
Mhm.
you know, there's just places you just don't want to be after, you know, the sun goes down.
Which is a shame.
It is. It's a beautiful city, but
Yeah, it is.
you know, like they really need to clean that place up.
They do, and unfortunately, they don't have the leadership that wants to.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
there you go. That's the key. I think it's all about leadership, man. So,
It certainly is. And you see the states and areas that are doing extraordinarily well, and they're run extremely well. Like you look at Florida, for example, here, the
Yeah.
hurricane hits, there's no national help yet. Everybody's taking care of it. Florida's taking care of itself. It doesn't even need anything, right?
right. That's it's beautiful, you know. And so
Totally.
the other place, yeah, is Texas too. And we just
Yes.
had somebody. He goes, I'm scoping out California just to make sure that what I'm hearing isn't, you know, what's happening. And then I said, so what have you found out? He goes, well, it's really happening. He goes, I think I'm gonna stay in Texas for a little bit. I said, that's a smart thing. I said, and he goes, your gas is ridiculous. You know, this first time, what was it, about 2 weeks ago? You know, Costco usually has the cheapest gas around.
Yes.
And so I'm looking at it, and then all of a sudden, you know, we were at that time it was like $5.49 a gallon on a, you know, regular gas, right?
Mhm.
And then like 3 days later, I go to gas up my other car, and it's up to $5.89. I said, what the heck happened?
Yeah.
And then my buddy goes, oh, you know, you're complaining. Look at San Francisco, $7. I said,
Jeez.
"What?" Oh my
It's just
goodness.
insanity. They literally, you know, I don't know what it's cost because for Florida, it's about $3.07, $3.09 a gallon right now. And, you know,
Wow.
there's state taxes in there, I'm sure. So how much is San Francisco making in the state when you go from, call it 275 or
Yeah.
250 to that $7? It's almost all taxation.
Yeah,
That's what
totally,
costs.
you know. Yeah, it's all about which county you're from. Like I live in Alameda County is a high, what's it called? Tax county. And
Mhm.
sometimes it's better to just go over the hill to go shopping so you have a lower sales tax compared to over here, because we're
Yeah,
paying 10.75. On the other side of the hill, it's like 8.75, so
it's
saving
worth
two.
traveling to it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when you're getting a higher price item, like if you got a new computer or something, that's gonna add
Yeah,
up.
for sure. Exactly. Exactly.
It's yeah, it's crazy the taxation. What you guys have to make, I mean, you're literally charged probably 20 some percent more than we are here with what you pay.
Yeah.
So you got to come up with 20. Maybe it's probably more than that because your cost of living is a lot more because everything's costing more there, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
They're,
it's
they're
probably more
finding
like
ways.
30%.
Yeah. It's really, you got to look at it. And I told Laura, I said, "Hun, in order for us to make up this, on the Bitcoin side, we got to move, man."
That's right. I tell you what, if Bitcoin, and I'll say it on this call, if Bitcoin does drop down near 12, I might buy 10 of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like, people who don't know how to invest, or they're talking to the wrong people. I talk about the dollar cost average, and that should be just a standard thing. And
Should
unfortunately,
be.
and then they go, "Well, I'm talking to my bank." Don't even talk to them.
No,
They're gonna try to get all the money out of it.
totally. And yeah, dollar cost averaging is the way to go, especially in a bear market when things are down. Because
Yeah,
you're getting it at a better number. And then when a market pumps back up, you're in solid. You're in
yeah,
solid.
exactly.
And you can't really be hurt with that. So
Yeah,
there's a million different ways this whole market could go and shift. If the bond market implodes and all the equity markets blow up alongside with it,
yeah,
the dollar's going crazy, going up, right? It's going to eventually have a blow off top, and eventually the dollar comes down, and then money pours back into the equities, into real estate, into other assets, gold, silver.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's not a dollar because it'll be just like when you look at all currency drops or collapses, and it probably wouldn't collapse, right? It would just drop
it would just, yeah,
going up high, right? So now everybody's all of a sudden, all right, let's get out of dollars and get into other assets,
yeah,
which like your gold, your silver, your real estate, because you can't go wrong with rentals right now. When you look at the rental demand, it is
oh,
unbelievable. And with the southern border being wide open and more people just pouring in, that's more and more renters, more and more tenants coming in.
yeah, and it's funny because like we have relatives in the Philippines. They say, "Hey, just fly to Mexico and then just."
Just walk in.
Just
I got a guy from that I used to use as a contractor up in Philadelphia. He's from Brazil and he was here for a while and he unfortunately overstayed his visa and got sent back
Mhm.
to wait 10 years. It's been 11 years now, so he can come back. His
Uh-huh.
two boys were born in the States, so they're
Uh-huh.
legal citizens, right?
Right.
But they're only like 11 and 12 or 13, so they're not old enough to sponsor. So I'm trying
Yeah.
to get them to come back, and it's difficult to get them to come back. So I may say, hey, just go to Mexico. They are coming pick you up at the border.
I know, right?
It's
Oh,
ridiculous.
goodness.
It is totally ridiculous.
It
But
is. It's nuts. And then, I love how they're shipping, how DeSantis was shipping people up.
he
Oh,
and Abbott, they're dropping them all at like Martha's Vineyard,
yeah, exactly.
everywhere. This guy
I
saying,
love it, man. It's like, oh my gosh, they go here, and then they call it National Guard. Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
I know it is. It is. It's so funny that they're doing that.
It is. It
Hopefully
is.
they keep on doing it.
Yeah.
We'll see. But again, more renters. And one other thing I wanted to tell you, since you're in the real estate stuff here as
Sure.
well, there's another thing I'm looking at. I'm going to start getting into because it's really big in Florida and Georgia, and it's growing all over the place. It's called
Okay.
Padsplit.com, PADSPLIT.
Okay.
And
That's
they're big in like Tampa, Orlando, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Atlanta, all the suburbs around Atlanta, and then a bunch of other cities are going to Cleveland. I'm trying to get them down here in Fort Myers too, is where I'm going to try to do a lot. But basically, what they'll do is, let's say you have a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house.
Mhm.
You convert like the living room, the dining room into additional bedrooms. You're trying to get about 7 to 8 bedrooms to go with those 2 bathrooms there.
Yeah.
And charging $150 per week up to 200, 250 if you have its own private bathroom.
Right.
And the people that you're getting, and this makes total sense, right? This is solving some of the housing unaffordability for people. The people that say it's an assistant manager at Burger King or somebody who works at the dollar store, they don't make a whole lot of money. They
Yeah,
can
right.
make 12 or 1,500 or $2,000 a month to rent, but they can afford that 150 per week.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about utilities and stuff. So this pad split does it. They bring everybody in, they do the marketing, they stabilize the house in 2 to 3 weeks really quickly, right? In those markets that they are in right now. And basically you double what you would get as a traditional rental as far as revenue. So it really increased a lot. I'm looking to do a bit more of this with different properties. It's a shame I opened duplexes in Clearwater because I could have converted those duplexes into nice cash flows, but I'll find more here.
But yeah, there's always going to be, the opportunities can be even better as the year goes on with what's going, with the economy and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to look at this because I'm actually Wednesday we're meeting with a potential partner. They've been doing flips here for a while, and and it sounds like they know what they're doing, but there's some, I guess there was just when I was talking with a guy, I forgot what he said, but made me think. I said, is he taking advantage? Is he leaving money on the table by doing certain things, and through Lee and all these and some of the other investor companies, or educators. I'm just going, wow, it's like, let me take a look at this. And because he's going, I fund my own projects. I go, why? That's like, I got money, we had to, and then I think my brother-in-law goes, he's kind of like he's staying away from hard money. I said, why? Because my brother-in-law turns these projects over in a month and a half. And I said, you could just use that money without using, I think it's just, I have to sit down. He sounds like he's a young guy, and so hopefully we can kind of change his mind on how to use the hard money or the private money.
Because I even utilize it. I do so much with them. I get really good rates with them, but it's still hard money. It's still not as cheap as you get for a regular conventional, but it's still easy. You get it, you turn it, you move it, and it's money that you don't have to use of your own, right? It's other people's money. It's just a great way to do it. So
exactly,
definitely the way to do it. And when you could buy places like these, maybe convert it to a pad split where $1,200 in rent, you're getting $2,800 a month in rent. And
that's excellent. And here in California, 2,800 is just a closet,
that's all it is. Yep. Crazy.
And it's like who was I talking to? Also my other partner that we're going into the the care home business. He's got a couple of homes in San Francisco that he's renting, and he's got this. He goes, I'm renting this little studio with studio apartment, and they're paying like almost $2,700, almost $3,000, just because it's close to. It's like he's really targeting like traveling nurses and stuff, because that property is right across from the hospital. So and they're willing to pay more than that. It's ridiculous. So this would be great.
There's a few things that are pretty good. The medium term housing, they call it, which is 30 days, and they target the traveling nurses, or they target business people who travel, and they hold for a month, especially when you're staying there's somebody there for a period of time, and it's more profitable than Airbnb because you don't have all the cleaning and all the turns going over, less wear and tear too. Pad split is too. There's less wear and tear just because people wear and tear goes on in their rooms, maybe the bathrooms and a common area kitchen. But you're not turning it. They on average stay between 8 and 10 months. Most of the people I talk to that do them, about 10 months is their average tenant stay, which is almost a year, which is pretty darn good. And the fact that they can re-tenant it within 2 to 3 weeks, you don't have much downtime.
Yeah, so that's excellent.
Yeah, it's really, really solid. Maybe I'll share that in one of the emails here with the group, because it is definitely a good one. I really like it a lot. I'm noticing people that are in there, if you go on YouTube and do pad split, watch a couple of the interviews there. the people that are getting into it are multifamily people in a multifamily space. And because it's become so competitive in multifamily, it's hard to find good deals. This
Yeah.
is another alternative. Now they can do a lot more doors and inexpensively and easily. So they're starting to really get into this space as well. Company
Wow.
only came out in 2017. I think they got $140 million backing from a fund.
Okay.
So they're pretty strong and they're
Right.
building and growing. We've talked to them. I'm going to be talking with another one this week about opening up the Fort Myers market here.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that. I'm gonna utilize this. 'Cause it sounds really good. 'Cause
Absolutely.
right now, especially here in California, are you kidding me? It's like, there's I've met so many people who are homeless that are
Mm.
working. I mean, they are working, but they just can't afford the rent, or there's
Yeah,
just
I get
there's
it.
just no housing available.
Where they have to
And
travel so far where it's less expensive to rent every single day. Their commute's crazy, right? To get into
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like my brother when he was working, he works for United, and over here in San Francisco at the United hub. One time I was dropping off, he goes, "Oh, go around the back." So I'm going around the back, and I see all these what do you call this? Mobile, what do you call uh
The,
like trailers.
the trailers. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
There's your
yeah.
second.
And it's going, so what are those? He goes, "Oh, these guys, they live from they live out of state, but they work here. And so when they're here, they're on, their shifts are 3, 4 days. And instead of getting an apartment, they usually buy it together with another one of the mechanics, or the employees there, and they just split that because they know they're not gonna need an apartment. And plus, it's right there at the airport, so
That's perfect.
they'll just walk, go to the terminal and then fly back home, and bring back all the dollars they made over here. So,
Super convenient. It's
yeah,
awesome.
for sure.
That's great. Yeah, take the high earnings there and go back to where they live way cheaper. That's smart.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I'm-
look at the travel nurses. My wife, she sees them all the time. They come in, she goes, "Oh yeah, most of these guys like live out in the Midwest, or the what do you call it? They're like Texas, Florida, where there's no state income tax and
Income
stuff.
tax, right?
And they have gigantic properties, it's like they can afford all these things." She goes, "You know what? I think I'm going to do the same thing." I said, "You know what? You shouldn't." And then that way we could actually, get something going. It's
Yeah.
it's tough right now over here.
It is. And it's getting tougher. Not getting any
Yeah.
easier right now, unfortunately.
For sure.
And on everybody, but the housing affordability problem, the pad split's definitely a good opportunity for you to get some cash flow properties there. Yeah, take a look at it. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email too. We can
Okay,
kind
yeah,
of
that'd be
talk
great.
further
Yeah.
about it. And
Okay.
yeah, we can always connect. I'll give you my cell phone through email too, so you can always
Okay.
connect with me that way.
Super.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. It's good thing to look at here and potential for you. But that RAL will definitely do good for you.
Uh-huh.
Assisted living, the home care, and that's the other one I was looking at. I like that, but the pad split is simple. It's one business that I don't have to manage and do. Where the assisted living you do, it's two separate businesses. You got your real estate,
Right. Yeah.
technically that's the easy one, and then
Right.
your home care business, which just takes a lot more in the beginning anyway, until
Yeah.
you good operator in place for you.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Awesome.
Other than that, yeah, we'll see how this market pans out in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be on in a couple weeks or next week?
Yeah, I am heading to, I'm being called up, is it the 27th or 21st? I can see when it is.
Okay.
So I think next week I'm away in Harrisburg. I'm speaking cryptos there. The week after is when I'll have it again. And
Okay.
I might somewhere the 25th, 26th, 27th. I'm going to put it out there, see what's days are best for people. I might do a midweek one next time, but 2 weeks. If something crazy happens though, the market starts to go ballistic, falls apart, or then I'll do an emergency one, or I'll just do a quickie, or even I'll just send you guys some updates and
Yeah.
but we'll
All
have.
right, sounds good, Paul.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
so-
save a lot of your meetings for when the market starts to shift and change, and we really need to talk about stuff and like how to take care of things and do that. when it's just trading sideways like this, it's not a whole lot I can offer you guys other than this is what's happening in the market. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like once you guys get the most bang for your buck, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Paul.
Got it.
So we will.
We'll catch
Yeah,
you.
the reason why you haven't seen me is because Thursday nights I have meetings on Thursdays.
So Tuesdays are better for you?
Tuesdays, Wednesdays are always good.
Yeah.
There's
Shoot for
a
those 2
Wednesday-
days then.
Yeah, so Wednesdays, every now and then I'll have meetings on Wednesdays. Those are like foreign, and it's like Tuesdays are probably better.
We'll try to stick with Tuesdays here for a little while and see how that goes.
All right, yeah, let's see how it goes. All right.
Awesome. All right, great seeing you again.
Okay, nice seeing you. I'm glad you guys are doing well, man. All right, take
Thank you
care.
so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, all right,
Have
see
a
ya.
good one.
Okay, bye-bye.